Hi there. This is an outline I use to help us get started looking at some different aspects of singing. This is what I call my singing star. There are 5 main elements of vocal technique that we are going to break down and talk about individually. We may spend a week or two on each area of this vocal star. Ultimately, they work all together when you're singing, but it helps to break them down into different sections. Mind-body awareness is really about, it really precedes singing in a lot of ways. It's about being ready to do what we want to do for singing. We, first of all, have to have our bodies as our instrument as singers. You know, our bodies are our instruments. We have to have those ready. They have to be flexible. Our body has to be flexible and ready to respond to what we need for singing. We need to create or be in the mode of a performer, the energy of a performer, the presence of a performer. We need to think about what kind of atmosphere we want to create for the song we are singing or the character we are portraying. And we need to try in the ideal way, we would be releasing into the moment and finding what we call flow as a performer, where you're not self-conscious about what you're doing, but you are really in the moment of the performance. Breath is the power supply of our voice, and it's the first topic that we will really dig into and spend some quality time looking at. We'll learn the different muscles that are involved in breathing and how they coordinate. There's a lot of variables there in that. I like to relate learning to breathe for singing and a lot of elements of singing. It's not something you can put as an exact formula a lot of times. It's like learning to ride a skateboard. You can say, put your foot here and lean this way, but ultimately you kind of have to try it out and feel your way till it's a thing where you're using a lot of different muscles at the same time in coordination. So we will look at the different elements of breathing. We will look at some different approaches. We will look at pitfalls. And then ultimately it'll be up to you to continue trial and error in your own body and seeing what works for you. Where does the sound start in the body? The breath generates the power for the instrument of our voice, but it's at the level of the vocal folds where the sound starts. The air passes through the vocal folds, causing them to vibrate, and they create initial sound waves that create our voice. There are some things that we will look at in terms of this. The very beginning of the sound, the onset of the sound, is something I refer to as the 3 bears of singing. You can start with a harder onset, ah, a glottal. You can start with a breathier onset, ah, or you can start with what we call a balanced or coordinated onset, ah, and you might use all 3 of those at different moments. You'll also use your voice in different ways. If you've ever noticed the lower part of your voice is different than the higher part of your voice and might feel different, and it might be a little confusing going in between those. And we'll talk about how to work with that and balance it. Learning how to use resonance is one of our most powerful tools as singers. You've experienced resonance when you've tried to sing in the shower. Why do we like to sing in the shower? The sound is bouncing off of the tiles in there, and it makes it sound, wow, amazing. And if you ever sung in a room that's all carpeted, it's a very different experience. It tends to dampen the sound. We're going to learn about how resonance works with our voices and how we can use that to power the sound and color the sound instead of using brute strength, which can lead to vocal fatigue and other issues. As singers, we are the only musicians who have words, and it's our job to not only shape those words in a way that they can be understood, but also to add expression and meaning to those words. So there's the nuts and bolts of having enough flexibility with our articulators, our tongue, our lips, our cheeks, our soft palate, our jaw, all the things that contribute to articulating sounds. And we also need to be able to phrase our words in a way that is expressive. So that's our singing star. We will spend time digging into each one of these points on the star during the course of the semester, and we will start to really understand that they are really contingent on each other. Each point affects the other. And ultimately, they are all in service to giving you the flexibility and power to do what you want as an artist.